Hello, my name is Miss Jones. I am a kindergarten teacher at West Haven Elementary. I will be teaching a math lesson. The standard is K.OA.2. Solve addition and subtraction word problems and add and subtract within 10 by using objects or drawings to represent the problem. The objective: I can represent subtraction story problems using objects, drawings, and equations. What you are to know for the lesson: subtraction story problems, which are short story problems with numbers that ask how many are left. Objects, another word for objects are manipulatives. Some manipulatives or objects that we can use are fingers, counters, cubes. Drawing, that's just a picture to represent the story problem. Equation, another word for equation is number sentence, such as 5 minus 1 equals 3. And we are going to show by representing subtraction using objects, drawings, and equations. The vocabulary words for this lesson: subtraction, how many are left; take apart, take away; equation, minus, minus sign; equal, equal sign; and whole, which means how many in all. We will talk about the vocabulary words throughout the lesson. The guiding question: how can you act out a number story about things taken away? And here are some subtraction strategies we can use. Draw a picture to represent how many in all in the story. Cross out the takeaway number. Count how many are left. Write number sentence to show what we did. That number sentence is also called an equation. And this is what our subtraction strategies for subtraction story problems look like. Ted had 5 cubes. He lost 2 cubes. How many cubes are left? When I see how many are left, I know that we're going to deal with subtraction. That means we're going to have a smaller number than we started with. Let's see. Ted had 5 cubes. So for my drawing, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He lost 2. That means he doesn't have it anymore. So I put an X on 2 of the cubes to let me know Ted lost them. Then I want to know how many cubes are left. I look at the cubes that don't have an X and I count. 1, 2, 3. Now I know how many he had in all, 5, how many he lost, 2, and how many are left, 1, 2, 3. I can write an equation using the numbers in the story. Ted had 5, so 5 is the whole, how many he had in all. That is always going to be my bigger number for subtraction, the number 5 in this case. Minus or take away, this is the minus sign that lets me know this means take away. And I go back to my story and I see 2. So we take away 2. So this is one of the parts. 2. The other part is this number, how many he has left, which is 3. The answer 3 is the difference. That's the answer in a subtraction problem. This means equal. That means 5 take away 2 is the same as 3. One way I can represent this subtraction story problem is with a drawing. Another way is if I use objects. On this side, I used cubes. We still have the same word problem. 5 cubes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take away 2 cubes, leaves me with 1, 2, 3. And notice, boys and girls, how we have the same numbers because this is the same word problem. I did one with a drawing and one with an object. 5 take away 2 equals 3. Another way I can read this is 5 minus 2 equals 3. Now, let's listen to a cool video. This is called Pirate Subtraction Video.
Sing with me, pirates. When you subtract with a pirate, yo ho ho, you will say. When you subtract with a pirate, you always take away. When you subtract with a pirate, you always get less. When you subtract with a pirate, you find the difference. Ahoy, mateys! It's time to do some subtraction stories on a pirate ship. Once upon a time, there were 5 shipmates. I got angry and made 2 of them walk the plank. How many shipmates did I have left? Let's see. 5 minus 2 equals 3. I had 3 shipmates left. All right, it's time for a new story. One day, I had 3 pirate helpers. I got rid of one swashbuckling helper and made him walk the plank. How many pirate helpers did I have left? Let's see. 3 minus 1 equals 2. I had 2 helpers left. What a long story. Once upon a time, my ship had 5 pirate parrots. 4 of them irritated me with their squawking, and I made them fly the plank. How many parrots did I have left? Let's think. 5 minus 4 equals 1. I had 1 parrot left. When you subtract with a pirate, yo ho ho, you will say. When you subtract with a pirate, you always take
All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed that video as much as I enjoyed that video. Boys and girls, before we get started, I want you to go get a paper, pencil, and 5 objects that you have lying around the house. If you have cubes or some other counters or coins, or maybe you can even use your fingers if you can't find 5 objects. You also can have a partner. If you have an older brother or sister, or mom or dad's not too busy, ask them to come and sit with you. Go get the paper and pencil now. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good job. Put it to the side for right now. Boys and girls, I want you to think about, why is subtraction important? You may not know it, but we use subtraction every day. Not only do I use subtraction, but you use subtraction as well. You use subtraction when you have candy. Oh, yeah, I bet you're listening now. If you have 10 pieces of candy and you only eat 4 pieces of candy, you have some left. So we can count how many are left. 10 pieces minus 4 pieces would be 6 pieces left. Or if you had 5 pieces of candy and you wanted to give your friend 2 pieces of candy, you can make a subtraction story problem. How many would you have left? The equation is 5 take away 2 equals 3. I knew you would listen if I talked about candies. Boys and girls, I use subtraction as well. I use subtraction when we talk about money. When we count money, then I get really, really interested, especially if it's my money. I need to know how to subtract. If I have $10 and I go to the store and I buy something that's $5, I need to know how much money I'm going to get back. So if I have $10 and I buy something that's $5, then I have $5 left. And that's what I want the person that's counting my money to give back to me. If you had money, I know you would want to be able to count it correctly so you get the correct amount of money back as well. I am going to do an I do. And that means I want you to just look and listen right now. I'm going to use a drawing to represent this subtraction story problem. It says 5 little green frogs were sitting on the side of the pond. Draw the frogs. It was so hot that 2 of the froggies decided to go for a swim. Cross out the frogs, and then how many frogs were still by the side of the pond? So I'm going to draw the frogs. There were 5. I'm going to use these as my frogs. I'm going to pretend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now remember, I don't want you to do it yet. I want you to watch me. So 5 little frogs were sitting on the side of the pond. Here go my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frogs sitting on the side of the pond. It was so hot that 2 of the froggies decided to go for a swim. So I'm going to put an X on the 2 frogs that went for a swim. There I go. 1, 2. And now, how many frogs were still by the side of the pond? Let's see. I'm going to count the frogs that do not have an X on them. 1, 2, 3. 5 take away 2 equals 3. Now I'm going to write an equation. An equation are the numbers that I just used in this story problem. So I'm going to write my equation right here. 5, that's the whole, how many I had in all, minus or take away 2, the ones that went for a swim, equals 1, 2, 3. This is my equation. Say it with me. 5 take away 2 equals 3. That is my equation for 5 little green frogs sitting on the side of the pond. 2 went for a swim, and I had 3 left. This time, boys and girls, I'm going to use objects to represent. I used a drawing a few minutes ago, and now I'm going to use an object. This time, I'm going to pretend that my cubes are all little frogs sitting by the edge of a pond. So here I have 5 frogs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 went to take a swim in the pond. So I'm going to take away 1, 2. How many frogs are left? Well, let's count how many frogs are left. 1, 2, 3. So if we have 5 frogs and 2 go for a swim, then we have 3 frogs left. Can you help me make this equation? How many did we have in all? 5. We took away 2 that went to go for a swim. And so we had 3 left. This is my equation or number sentence that tells about this story. 5 minus 2 equals 3. Boys and girls, did you realize something? A few minutes ago, we used drawings to represent this same story. Look at our equation. The equation is the same, Because it's the same number story, subtraction story. So it doesn't matter whether we use drawings or whether we use cubes. If we have the same subtraction story, we're going to have the same equation. Now, I want you to go and get your paper. It should be right beside you. Get your paper and pencil and have your objects beside you as well. If you could not find 5, remember you can always use your fingers. Now, let's pretend that your cubes are birds sitting in a tree. Show 5 birds. Okay, you should have your 5 birds. Now, I'm going to draw my 5 birds. Now, when I draw, I don't have to draw 5 birds. I can just draw circles or squares or whatever I want to represent the birds. So here I go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are my 5 birds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count your 5 birds. Make sure you have 5. Now cross off 3 birds to show the birds that decided to fly away. I had 5 birds, but 3 birds flew away. How can we show 3 birds flying away? Oh, wow. Good answer. I can put an X on 3 of them. It doesn't matter what 3 I put an X on. So I'm going to put an X on this one, this one, and this one. That means I don't have those birds anymore. They flew away. How many birds are left? Let's count the birds that do not have an X on it. 1, 2. So there are 2 birds left. Can you write a subtraction equation? Good job. How did you know which number to write first in your number sentence today? How did you know which number to write first in your equation? You count how many you have in all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good answer. So 5 is the first number in our equation. What do we do next? We write our takeaway number. Good answer. You are so smart. Our takeaway number is, you got it, 3. So I'm going to write my takeaway number 3. What do I write next? 5 minus 3 equals, yes, yes. What is 5 minus 3 equal? Great answer. 1, 2. So I'm going to write that number 2. 5 minus 3 equals 2. Did you notice how I said 5 minus 3 equals 2? But earlier I said 5 take away 3 equals 2. Remember, that's the same thing. Good job, boys and girls. Let's do one more. This time, if you have an older brother or sister, or maybe mom or dad is beside you, this time you can work with a partner. Here's the story problem. Now, let's pretend that your cubes are fish in a pond. Show three fish. Cross off one to show the fish that got caught by the fisherman. How many fish are left? Talk it over with your partner. How can you write your story about how can you write about your story using an equation? What would your equation be? Okay, let's see if you have what I have. I'm going to show three fish, and then I'm going to cross off one. This time I'm going to cross off this one. Remember, it doesn't matter which one I cross out. And now I have two left. Did you and your partner guess how many you had left when you counted? Did you write an equation? Let's see if your equation looked like mine. What is the whole? How many did we have in all? One, two, three. I hope you weren't tricked. We've been working with five, but in this one, three is the whole. How many did you take away? One, the one with an X on it. And how many do you have left? One, two. Good job. Give your partner a high five. Boys and girls, you have done a great job today. Now we're going to do one more, but this time I want you to do it all by yourself. Put your cubes away. It's time to draw. Listen to my story and make a picture. There were four butterflies on a flower. Two of the butterflies left to go to another flower. How many butterflies were left? I want you to work this one on your own and get your older brother or sister or mom or dad to check your answer. I know you're going to do a great job. Okay, boys and girls, the last thing that we're going to do, I'm going to see if you can answer some questions about what we did today. Today, we represented subtraction story problems using objects, drawings, and equations. Listen to this. How did you know which number to write first in your number sentences today? Tell your partner. Okay, if you said you know which number to write first in your number sentences today, was you look at the whole number, how many you had in all, you are correct. How did you know what to write next? Tell your partner. If you said to write the takeaway number next, then you are correct. How did you find the last number in your number sentence? If you said you counted the number of objects that did not have an X on it, you are correct. Boys and girls, give yourself a round of applause. You have been a great audience today, boys and girls. Thank you for tuning in. Wow, great job. Keep up the good work. Until next time, boys and girls, have a great day.